I'm a little bit confused. Today is World Mental Health Day, and the big theme this year is workplace mental health. So I look up online and I say, okay, what are the biggest stresses that people say that are happening at work that might affect their mental health and well-being? Number one is work overload. Number two is a lack of control. Number three is lack of support. Now, why is that confusing me? Well, because I've conducted over 50,000 one-on-one consultations over the last 40 plus years. And in those consultations, people were really talking about how they were feeling, what was going on, the impact on their mental health in terms of work, home, etc. So I really know this subject well. And I get that overwork is a stress, but by far the biggest stress for people was in fact change, particularly if change was done badly or over a prolonged period of time with a vast amount of uncertainty. That was really impacting people's mental health and well-being, both in and outside the work. So what I want to do is I want to explore change, and I want to look at it from a very different angle. My name is Nicholas Haynes. I'm from the Five Institute. And what we do is we use ancient wisdom to provide the secrets for modern success. So we have a whole set of tools that we can use to do that, to look at what's really going on by tapping into ancient wisdom. Now, one of the things that we do is we measure an energetic blueprint that we're born with, and it was recognized by the ancient Chinese. And we measure that via something called the vitality test, which is completely free. It's available from the Five Institute, just fiveinstitute.com. And what that does, the vitality does, it tells you a measurement of these five distinct energies. Now, we've got a mixture of them, but each energy has a set of requirements and needs that, if not met, it will put them under stress. And if those needs are met, that energy has an utter brilliance to it. So let's look at change via these five energies and see how we can make sure that change has a positive impact on your mental health, makes you feel good, and this is really important, if you are someone that is invoking change, how you can create change that minimizes people's mental health issues and minimizes their stress, and this is really important, creates the change you want to have in the most efficient way possible. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at each of the five energies, remembering that we're a mixture of all of them. So you might see a bit of yourself here, a bit of yourself here, but we're going to do them individually to make sure they hang up. And we're going to look at it from you, the person that's invoking change, and the person that is having the change given to you. Okay, let's look at the first energy. Now, the first energy is water energy. Now, every energy has a big question that they're asking all the time. And the big question for water energy is it safe? Am I safe? There's some stuff going on about resources, around reflection. Water energy also has some stuff going on around the big purpose. What's the big purpose behind it? Think about water energy. It's the only energy that really leaves its mark on the earth. So if the change for that person doesn't make them feel safe, or they think from a bigger reflection point of view, it's not been well thought out in terms of the resources available and doesn't meet the final purpose, the bigger picture, they'll find it really, really difficult. Also, if you've not given someone with a lot of water energy time to reflect about it, to look at the consequences, they will be under more stress. So if you've got a lot of water energy and change is suddenly thrust upon you, you don't feel safe, you don't think the resources, there's no time to reflect, you're going to be put under stress. So recognize that there's nothing wrong with you. That's your energy under stress. If you are invoking the change, make sure you get these people on board with it because they will see the problems and the issues way before anyone else. They'll have time to reflect and say, okay, these are going to be the consequences. We do this, and they're going to be looking after your resources and keeping everyone safe. When they're happy, everyone feels safe and secure. When they're not happy, everyone picks up that they're stressed, okay? And it will be affecting their mental health and well-being. Let's look at the next energy. The next energy is wood energy. Now, wood energy is completely different. It's a big question from that energy that's always driving you to ask all the time is, am I free? Are we free? So the obvious one is if you don't feel that you have any freedom or any choice or the ability to be creative within this change process, you're going to be under stress. So if you're saying to someone with a lot of wood energy, sorry, no, just do it, just get on with it, what they'll do is they'll turn into a donkey they'll be objectionable, they'll be difficult, they'll dig their heels in and be really resistant to it. Whereas if you can give them a really good picture of the vision, some control within it, some creation with it, they will make things happen quicker than you can say, Jack Robinson. It's like, woof, it's really quick. If you don't do it and they can't see the plan, they will be stuck, objectionable, and they'll see every single problem and they won't give you any solutions to it. And if you've got that energy and you're stuck and you're under stress and you're feeling losing control, you become irritable, you become angry, you become depressed. It will just really affect your sense of well-being. Okay? Let's look at the next energy. Next energy is fire energy. Now, fire energy, again, completely and utterly different. Their big question is, am I loved? Do I bring joy? So if you've got a lot of fire energy and you're in a situation that they say, okay, we're going to do this change, let's get on with it. And not once have they said, well done on what you've done in the past. Let's have a celebration. Let's start congratulate you. Well done on all this. Now, this is the dream of the future. Passion, passion, passion. And that's what works well for you. But if they're not once saying you've done well, you'll do I have a lot of fire energy. What you'll do, I hate to say it, is you'll sulk. You'll go, well, I'm not doing this. This is terrible. I don't want to do this. Don't even appreciate it. No one appreciates me, etc. And that childlike stuff, that behavior we see within others and ourselves is a stress response. And does it lead to mental health stuff? No, unless it goes on for a long period of time and you start to really lose your sense of self-esteem, your sense of self-worth, and then you start making really poor decisions around your life. So if you're invoking change happens, make sure you get the fire energy, you get them to celebrate everything that's happened, you congratulate them, you show them the vision, and they will be the cheerleaders for the change. If you don't do that, they will drag the team down with gossip and this and that and think, well, there's no point in doing it. We're never appreciated here. So your choice, create the change that suits that energy and it will be fantastic. Create the change that doesn't suit that energy, you'll put them under stress and you won't get the best from them. Let's look at the next energy. The next energy is earth energy. Their big question is, do I understand? Am I understood? So this is really simple. If you have a lot of earth energy and you don't really understand what it is you're meant to do, you don't understand the process, don't understand where you're going, you're going to be under stress. You're going to be really under stress. Also, if you don't think you have any support, you're going to be under stress. Now, this is really important. You need to think and know you have support because you don't need it often. You just need to know that it's there. And if you don't think you're supported within this change and you don't understand what it is that you're meant to do, you will feel under stress. You will think, I don't know what to do here, etc. And your confidence will drop down. So if you're invoking change, you need to make sure that you make sure they know what it is they're meant to do. And then this is really important. If you have invoked, so person is doing change, you have invoked change badly and you're upsetting all the energies in their different ways and the whole team is fragmented, people with earth energy will be really upset. If they think the change process is pulling people apart or the end result will pull people apart, they will not want to do it. They will be under stress and they'll do it because they want to be helpful, but they'll do it at a cost to themselves and it will be sacrifice. So just recognize you've got to create a situation where you're meeting everybody's needs and then change happens. It's brilliant. Let's look at the last energy, really important one. So the last energy is metal energy. And their big question is what's missing, what isn't there. They look for value and stuff. Their big thing in a way is about that vulnerability, particularly vulnerability about their reputation and some concerns about inefficiency and things being missed. So if the plan isn't well thought out and they think you're going to miss loads of things, or if it's really inefficient, they'll object to it. They say, this is ridiculous. This is such an inefficient way of doing it. It's just, we're not getting the best out of the situation. And to be honest, I think this is going to affect my reputation here. I'm feeling really vulnerable, particularly that reputation thing, inefficiency. Now, what someone will do with a lot of metal energy is you might not notice that, or you might see that. All you'll see is that they're not there because a metal energy strategy under stress is to detach, to just say, I'm not doing this, I'm not going to do it, and then just pull out. Whereas what you want to have is you want them to be on board. You want to say, okay, let's get some really efficient ways to do it. Let's look at the waste management. Let's get everyone on board. Let's value everything. Let's look at and get to the end point. And they're brilliant. Just the same as every single energy has superpowers and brilliance that they can bring to the change, or they can bring their most objectionable under stress side out to it. And if you're designing change, you've got a choice. You can get everyone on board in a fantastic team, reduce down stress that impacts people's mental health inside and outside work just by designing it well and meeting the needs. You've got to be aware that if you are a leader doing change, you will do it in the style of your energy. So a lot of earth energy, they'll say, okay, let's spend lots of meetings trying to understand what it is that we want to do. Metal energy will be infuriated by that, by the inefficiency and the waste of time. If you've got a lot of wood energy and you say, let's just make it happen, the end justifies the means, go, 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 all the energies will be upset, etc. So if you've got to know your energy type, you've got to know the energy type of the people around you, meet those needs, change is magnificent, easy, empowering, wonderful, has no impact on people's stress levels at all. Do it wrong, it is disastrous for the business, for the team, and people's stress levels. So, hope that has been helpful for you. Like I said, that's what we do at the Five Institute. So, if you want some help around that, you've got the Vitality Test completely free. Want some help within your business, we'll do that as well. Okay. Thanks very much. Have a good day. Keep happy. Bye.